I'm Nancy with Factory Direct Crafts, and today we're going to make these really beautiful Christmas ornaments. And I'll tell you what you're going to need. You're going to need scissors, you're going to need a ruler, some clear tacky glue, some paper of your choice, and I'll show you some various ones you could use here, some glitter spray is what you want, and a bead to go on the top of the string. And in this I'm using gold thread. You could use a little thicker stuff if you wanted to, but this is real easy to get through the paper and with a needle and everything. And a folding tool of some sort, of straight edge. And I think we're about ready to start then. I wanted to show you some various things you could use to make these. You could use sheet music. That's always pretty at Christmas too. And here's some silver with stars on it. This would really turn out really nice. And what I'm using today is one of these big rolls of paper. It's a little heavier. And it works really good too. So here's just some ideas for you. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is determine how large of an ornament you want. This one, for instance, is made with 1.5-inch circles, and this one is made with 2-inch circles, and you can kind of see the difference that makes. Okay, so find a circle that you want to use in the right dimension. Here's my 1.5-inch circle, and that's what I'm using today. And what you're going to need to do then is you're going to need to make a triangle pattern that fits exactly inside that circle. And you want it even. So get your triangle, and then you're ready to go. Okay? So you're going to trace out the circles like this, like I did already. And I've got mine all cut out here because I didn't think you wanted to watch me do all that tracing. And then what you need to do is take your triangle and lay the triangle on the front side of the material, on the paper that you're using, and trace right down the sides of that triangle. Those are going to be your fold lines, okay? And then you start folding. So just fold in, and you use your little tool for that because you want a good sharp fold. And the trick to this is making sure that those points are tight. They're right up to the other point of the fold. So then, you see, it's all folded like this, because the tighter those points are at the end, the nicer your ornament will look when you're done. Okay? So when you get all those folded like that, what we're going to do then is we're going to start gluing them together. Okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to take 5 triangles, and you're going to glue the sides all together with all the points pointed in. Okay? So just start putting them together, and I use the clear tacky glue because then it's not going to show if it runs out the edges or whatever. And squeeze them together. Lay it down on the flat surface, and you can make sure they're all coming flat and even. You want to do that. Remember, all the points are going inward, okay? Because what's going to happen is this is going to be the top of the ornament, and it's going to all come together like this. Here, I'll show you. There we go. See what I mean? It's curved. Okay? That's how you get your curve. Now, while you can still move them around, adjust the points in the middle so it's all even. Okay, now that's got to dry a little bit. So we'll go ahead and do the bottom, okay, in the exact same way. All the points coming together. The most time-consuming part of this project is the tracing and the cutting. Once you got that done, This is the fun part, it goes fast. Okay? And that's 5, remember? 5 for the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 for the bottom. And there we go. And remember, very carefully work that, so get your edges of your paper even while you still can move it around and get that point tight. Okay? Get all your edges tight. There we go. Let that sit a little bit, and while that's sitting, now I'm going to do the center part, and that's going to be 10. So you have a total of 20 circles that you made. Okay, so what I'm going to do on the whole center is one point is going to be down, and the other point is going to be up. Okay, so it's going to be one big long line. I'll show you here once I get a few done. You'll see what I mean. Let's see, one more and then you'll be able to tell. Point up and then point down. See how it's just one big long line then? And like I said, there's 10 here, so just keep going. And get the points even with the edge you're coming down to, because that's all going to show when you're done. So let's see. This would be a nice project to do if you had a bunch of having a slumber party or something before Christmas. They could all make one of these to take home. Okay. Got a few more here to do. Let's see, this way. And they really turn out really pretty. There we go. Nice project for grandchild to do for their grandparents. Tree. Okay. See the big long line I've got? Now we're going to have to let that sit just for a little while and let it get hard so it won't fall apart when I'm handling it. Okay, now I've let this sit to dry a little bit, and now I'm going to bring it around together and I'm going to glue it so it's the full circle. Okay, for the center. There we go. See how that's the circle now? Okay. So I'm going to sit that there. And now I'm going to take the top that's all dry, and I'm going to put glue on all these places, all the little folds on this side. Okay, and then I just line these up. And that's going to start giving our ornament shape. And squeeze them all together real good. Pinch them together. Try to even the edges. Okay, so far I have this much. Now I'm going to flip it over and do it to the other side. Okay, now I've got my thread, my gold sparkly thread on my needle, and I'm going to pick a spot and I'm going to go through the paper. Let's see, at one of the folds, go through on one side. Let's see, there we go, and then up through on the other side. Ideally, it would be better if they were more glued. There we go. Let it sit a little longer, but okay. Now just pull that through, just like sewing here. Okay. And then I'm gonna get that, pull it through. Okay, now I'm gonna get rid of this needle on here. And I'm gonna take a bead, and I think I'm gonna use a pearl one here. And I'm gonna run this down my thread, and it just adds a nice little touch to it. See if I can get my ends even here. Make this easier to do. Okay. If you're buying beads for this, for these ornaments, it's good to have them with a nice big hole in them. It just makes it easier. These are kind of small, so it's a little harder to do. Okay. And especially if you want to use ribbon or some other kind of thing on the top, then you got to make sure you have a really large hole in it. Now you've got to make knots so that bead doesn't come off. Okay. So I'm just going to tie some knots here. Just like that. Just to secure that so it can't slide off. And then I just tie the top, and I'm done. Okay, now you got to let this dry really good. And then when it's totally dry, what you're going to do is you're going to take your glitter spray, and I just held it like that outside and sprayed it, and it kind of spins around when you do it, and you get this nice added sparkle to it, which is really nice. Have fun. Thanks for watching.